It's called the place where America's day begins. 6,000 miles from Minnesota and across the international dateline sits the U.S. territory of Guam.
We're 3 to 5 hours to any of the major Asian countries.
Tourists come for the sun, surf, and sand.
I have Mr. Maria coming in next.
For the Atta family, this 200 square mile stretch of land is home. Their company, Atta's Trust and Investment, owns numerous properties on the island, and their contribution to Guam's overall development is significant.
They are not only groundbreaking in the ideas that they have, but that they're also highly ethical.
We keep it simple. This is what my dad has taught us. Keep it simple. Take care of the buildings and they'll take care of you.
His dad is Peter Atta. In his youth, his parents wanted to send him to a place where he could get a good Catholic education. They found it a world away at St. Thomas.
I think he will always be grateful for what it instilled in him, because it really changed him and formed who he is.
After receiving his education and serving time in the U.S. Air Force, Peter Atta launched Atta's Trust and Investment.
The discipline that I learned from the Air Force, the regimentation I learned from the Air Force, I apply that to my business.
He was always fascinated by architecture, and he'd always put a little creativity into whatever he would design.
I think it's very creative when you put in your mind how a building should look. I miss my calling. I should have been an architect. If I can draw a straight line, I would have been an architect.
Slowly and methodically, the company grew thanks to hard work and the quiet, behind-the-scenes support of Peter Atta's wife, Faye.
She let my dad have the limelight, you know, but he couldn't have done it without her. Couldn't.
I worked for my father for 30 plus years. There's a lot to be said about that. And sure, we butted heads here and there, but it was very good for me to understand what a family business is about.
If you have clear values, if you have ethical values, and you're able to carry those out in the context of your day-to-day activities, you will be blessed.
Faith, ethics, and values are lasting traditions in the Atta family.
They were taught by their grandparents, their parents, and now Sonny and the kids have done very well.
This is the latest cost estimate from
Even though his children have taken over day-to-day operations, Peter Atta remains a strong force in the company.
Dad's still the boss.
Also, what the boss says, we listen, you know, and we follow it.
When they ask me what I do right now, I said veto power.
In addition to the wisdom received from their father, many of his children also attended St. Thomas for their undergraduate and graduate degrees.
Knowing that it was a good business school, had a reputation as a good business school, made it an easy choice.
I've always been proud to say I have my master's from St. Thomas.
Nathan Atta, a third-generation Tommy and possibly a third-generation employee, is a freshman at St. Thomas.
If you do come back and want to work for the company, you're going to have a board of directors made up of myself and 5 of your aunts.
As much as new leadership may tweak the focus, the core values will remain consistent.
We have a lot of responsibility with this grace that God has given us to grow, to be educated, to be able to be educated abroad, to be able to grow a business and be successful.
The leadership of the island that has subsequently developed in the private sector owe a lot to the reputation of the Attas.
The key to success is loyalty, family loyalty.
I'm so proud of my dad.
I think I want to be remembered that I gave good example to my kids, that they should be independent and they must not depend on anybody, and to try to always make a good, decent, honest living, and to always be family-oriented.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2015 Family Business of the Year, Atta's Trust and Investment.